I'm gonna show y'all how to make macrame rainbows for 50 people if you happen to have a camp and want to do this, because that's what I'm doing. This is the end result. It's so cute. So cute. They're so cute. Okay, nail check. This one's blue and these ones are pink. They're so cute. Okay, so what you're gonna need if you want to do this is some macrame. You can actually get macrame rope. I just use those. It's a nylon blend. This kind's like $12 from Menards. You get a lot. Like, I'm doing this for 50 kids and I think I'm gonna use all 3, but it works and it's easy. You probably get better stuff at like Michael's, but Menards is just closer to my house, so. All right, you're gonna need a ton of yarn. This is all my yarn. I used most of this. It's like super limp, but put it there. So much yarn. I have so many different colors, so much yarn. And then you're also gonna need masking tape and like something to measure with. So this is how I've done it. I will show you. This is my macrame rainbow, and I cut all 3 pieces of macrame. The inside one is 3 inches, the middle one is 7 inches, and the top one is 8.5 inches. So I cut a ton of macrame for all of these kids because they like can't really cut it themselves. And it's really hard to do. This is all of the 6-inch macrame. There's 70 pieces in here, and I taped off all the ends because otherwise your macrame will go crazy. These are the 7-inch ones. So I cut off both ends or taped off both ends and then cut it. I'm making 20 extra because I'm also making this craft next week in 2 weeks for a different camp that I'm doing. So that's why I did so many extra, but I would recommend doing like 10 extra of everything, if not more. 20 extra might be necessary. Anyways, so I did the math, and for the inside piece, the 6-inch piece, you're going to need 90 inches of yarn to cover it. If I ever say ribbon, I mean yarn. I just get the R from rainbow mixed up. So you're gonna need 90 inches of yarn to cover it. The middle piece, it'll be 110 inches, and the top piece is 130. And then you're also gonna wanna cut an extra piece for the string unless you choose to do something else. And then you hot glue it. I hot glued it pretty, not super nice. So you're gonna hot glue all the pieces together. So this is what I would recommend doing, is making the rainbow. So you're gonna start the inside piece, wrap it all up, tie it, wrap it up, tie it on both ends. Then the middle piece, you're gonna wrap it all up, tie it, keep the tape on, wrap it all up, tie it. And then I would start on one side and put a bead of hot glue here. You can also sew it, but that's way harder. So put a bead of hot glue here. And then once you have it adjusted, then hot glue the whole side and do that same thing to the top. But before you hot glue the top, make sure that you hot glue the string into the middle of the top. Like I hot glued it in there. And then I hot glued along this end. So that way all 3 pieces are stuck together. Now I would take off the tape because I got some hot glue on this and it was not super fun. So at this point, I would recommend taking off the tape and then using like a comb to brush it out. That is very helpful. Okay, so I'll show y'all what I did for. So it literally looks like a psychopath lives here. But anyways, these are my small pieces of yarn. I have 70 of them because I made 20 extras. There's going to be 50 kids. And I figured if any counselors or anything wanted to make one, because I'm not a counselor, I'm paid for this. They can. And each piece of this is 90 inches. So I'm making like kits, which is why I'm doing it like this, just to make things go by smoother because kids take a while to do stuff. So I'm making kits. So 90 inches are all these. These ones are my medium size, so they are 110 inches. These are all the little bundles. I just like wrapped it in between my fingers like this and tied it in the middle. And then these are my large bundles, which are 130 inches. And then here are the strings on the side that I will put in with their kits. So this is what a kit looks like. So this is my kit. So each kid is going to need 3 pieces of macrame of different sizes, the 3 ribbon, and then the 3 pieces of yarn of different sizes, and then the string to tie. So I like tied the piece of yarn to the macrame, and I'll tell them when I'm presenting my activity. It'll be like, you need to use this piece of yarn on this piece of macrame. Otherwise, it's not going to work because it's not going to be enough. So I did that for all 3. then I get to pick out the color. But I just do this so things go smoother, and I only have like a half an hour to teach this activity, so I like to make sure that like I know things are gonna go super smooth. And so I do that and I pick out the colors for them, but if you want to, you can probably like do separate bags of like the colors so they can pick out their own colors, but I'm just doing it like this. And then they will also get this string in their kit. So this is what they'll get. And then when I'm teaching, I'll tell them what they need to take out when, like starting with the smallest piece, tie down both ends, wrap it up, middle piece, tie down both ends, wrap it up, and then the top piece. And once you have all 3 pieces, you're gonna take the 3 pieces to me with the tied string, and I will hot glue them together for you, and then you'll be able to take off the tape and fluff out the ends. So that's what they'll be getting. And then I'll also be bringing extra macrame and extra yarn just in case someone runs out and hot glue. So I hope that was a good explanation. I'm also going to give you a tutorial, but I also have extra bundles. So I have like 20 extra bundles of each size. So I have a lot of extra. I think that was all I was going to say, but I'll show y'all what I'm doing. I'm currently working on cutting the big pieces of macrame. Once I'm done, I'm going to have 50 pieces cut, so I'm going to need like a couple more. But macrame is hard to cut, or this nylon rope is not, it's not super easy to cut.